Now, looking at that, it seems like it's interesting, not just to the people, to the global network, but also it's interesting for people here in Manila. We've been covered by some media. Some of them are here now, and we're very happy to welcome you to write about us. If you have any questions, we'll do that later. And you can always come in here and ask us or some of our entrepreneurs that you find here to write stories about how you can actually do good business and disrupt technologies or economies. What have we done? We started on June 1 this year, so that's 4 months. We had more than 40 events, we had more than 2,000 people coming into this space. And we don't provide free beer, so there's really a motivation to come here, actually, beyond the beer and the food. So there's really to network with the best people that we have here in the city. There's also international people coming in. We have people from Singapore. There's 8 impact hubs by now in Asia. Also, so these people, if they come to Manila, their first stop is always Impact Hub Manila. If there is organizations coming in from Kuala Lumpur, we just had one the last weekend, they will make their events here because they know the value of the Impact Hub network. We have 100 people that are strongly affiliated to the local network by now, and that made us secure enough to say that we're a very good place to launch something like an incubation program. So, an incubation program, again, is something that has happened a lot of times before. We are not reinventing the wheel. Again, we are not innovative, we ourselves, but we're trying to find the most innovative people. This Impact Hub Fellowship has been started in Zurich at the Impact Hub. By now, they have been running it for 19 times in 10 different cities. They generated 21 fellows, like direct winners that are now in the next stage of their business life or of their startup life. Some of them already raised funding, so the first winner of the Impact Hub Fellowship in Zurich just raised $2.5 million to expand their business. We have far more than 100 participants by now, and loads of them have been incubated for a shorter or a longer period of time. How does it look practically? So right now, with this launch, we're in the campaigning and application phase. So I see a couple of startups in here, or people from startups from the mobility sectors. You will have the opportunity to talk to them afterwards if you want to. They will have to make themselves heard, raise their hand, and maybe answer some questions to the media. That's your opportunity now. So we have the application phase. We ask the best startups, or any startup in the mobility sector, to apply in the next, well, by now it's 5 weeks left, so you apply on the platform that we're providing for you. There's going to be a very interesting jury selecting. So Dino Araneta, which you're going to see later. There's Mani Ayala also here, Julia. Also here, so we have some very good people from the startup scene, but also from the mobility scene, who's going to be able to really judge these startups and also push them in the later stage. So we hope to get as many applicants as possible, and after these applications, we will have maximum 10 that come to the jury workshop, and 2 can apply, or 2 will be winners because they're the most interacting with the people on social media platforms. We will explain you more about that later. So we have, out of these maximum 12 startups, we select 3, which we incubate for 3 months. It's called the cohort phase. So there we give them clear tasks, we give them money to support their life, but also their prototypes. We give them the best mentors that we can find in the network. There's a good reason why we work together with LBC, because they're the experts in logistics, which is a vital part of mobility in a global perspective. But then also startup people, experienced startup people that have already launched their company, that have succeeded in selling it with exiting and stuff like that. So we'll find the best mentors for these startups in order to progress. After these 3 months, we know the one that is the most promising, but also the most performing startup. And this startup gets selected for another 9 months. So more money, more mentoring, more support, more workspace here at Impact Hub. What is an important point in what we're doing? We're called Impact Hub. Impact is the definition of making a positive change to the world that we live in, making it inclusive for the people that live in, making it for the people that actually are there, and not forgetting about nature while we're doing that. We believe that it's the best for a startup if we really don't take shares at this point. So it's pure support, okay? Just to make that clear, so all the startups can apply without any restrictions in that.
That's where you back up.
Okay, well, so he's already screaming here when we talk about that. So the way we do these incubation programs is we work together with the best partner from the industry. And we're very happy that we found someone that supports us in that very early stage, that started to, or believed in us already when we didn't even open our doors yet. And that's the one side that makes us very proud. The other side is that we work together, as I showed early in my presentation. There's companies that accept innovation and that companies that deny innovation, and we truly believe that we have one company here that is supporting us, which is widely accepting and pushing innovation to bring it to the next level. But that's why we're very proud to work together with LBC, and we have Dino Araneta now talking about why they would do something like that with us. Thank you, Dino.
Good afternoon. Anyway, no, I'd like to say a few words on why we tied up with Impact Hub, basically. In the country now, there's a lot of co-work spaces doing almost the same thing as this, but the main reason why we tied up is, again, because of their network across the region. And like what Benji said earlier, you know, nowadays, you said that innovation the innovation of movement, basically, is where we want to go. And basically, moving one person from one point to another is the same thing as moving one package from one point to another. If you notice, the solutions of Uber have now started encroaching in movement of packages, delivering stuff, and so on. That's all innovation, although that's already, that kind of innovation is already on process. I have a startup as well working on those kinds of solutions. So the innovation mobility, what we're looking for is something newer than what's going on now, when we say it's one hour delivery or getting yourself from one place to the other. The solution for human beings will probably be the same. Similar solutions to what the packages are, although what we're trying to look for is another breakthrough, basically. I think, as mentioned earlier, we wanted to give this opportunity also to the Philippines. Here, it's also open to the other impact hubs, but in the Philippines, the truth is, logistics in the Philippines is one of the hardest in the world. So if you can come up with a solution for the Philippines, you can solve anything anywhere in the world, aside from maybe Indonesia, since they have 11,000. But we have 7,000 islands here, and if we can come up with breakthrough innovations in the Philippines to solve whether it's movement of people or movement of goods, most probably that solution is for the whole world. So we're here to start this first fellowship together with Impact Hub, and hopefully in a year's time we'll get a big an impact solution. Thank you.
Thank you, Dino. So to wrap it up and kind of specify it so it's all clear. The topic focused is, the topic is called Innovation in Mobility. As we kind of explained to you, it's the whole perspective on mobility. We're starting it now, that's the official launch. The application phase ends at the end of, or mid-November. Then the startups started to get incubated as of January 1, right? Okay. Why LBC is the perfect partner? Well, we all know, and we're very proud to have you as a partner. What are we looking for? And that's a very hard question, because all of you in here are our ambassadors, and all of you in here are the solution to improve the situation here in the Philippines. There's no way you're not part of this, okay? That's very important. It's not the others, you can be part of the solution right now. So whenever you hear of a person with an idea or a startup going towards bringing in solutions in the sector of mobility, logistics, etc., it's your duty now to connect them to us, connect them to LBC, and make sure that we can get them incubated. What are we looking for? I think the best way to do it was actually by Benji showing pictures on how it's being done in other countries. Now it's a bit more technical by doing it in letters. I will try to bring examples, which is also quite a challenge, because I don't want to guide you into directions that's going to be misleading in that sense. We strongly believe that the innovation comes from the outside, so that's why we try to not group it too much or not restrict it too much. We'll be happy to get surprised by the newest innovation that none of the other countries ever have seen. We're going to be happy to have very logical solutions that are already established in other countries that we can just adapt here.